Good day, everyone. I am Seminarian Josus and Dela Rosa, and today we will be diving into the world of logical fallacies, specifically the fallacy of accent. But first, what is it? The fallacy of accent occurs when the meaning of a statement is changed or distorted based on which word or phrase is emphasized. It is a type of ambiguity fallacy that exploits the different possible interpretations of a statement, depending on vocal or written stress. This can lead to misleading conclusions or misunderstandings. But what is an ambiguity fallacy? So, an ambiguity fallacy happens when a word, phrase, or statement is unclear or has multiple meanings, leading to confusion or misunderstandings. This fallacy occurs when someone uses vague or ambiguous language to make an argument. And because of that, the listener or reader can interpret it in different ways. For example, the chicken is ready to eat. This can mean either the chicken is cooked and ready to be eaten, or the chicken itself is hungry and ready to eat. In an argument, this kind of confusion can lead people to accept a conclusion that isn't logically sound because the terms used weren't clearly defined. The key problem in the ambiguity fallacy is that the meaning shifts, leading to incorrect conclusions.
I'm not a diva. 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 I'm not a diva.
Na diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler. Na diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler. Stop the track, let me state facts. I told you give me a minute and I'll be right back. 50 million around the world and they said that I couldn't get it. I done got so sick and filthy with binges I can't spin. How you gon' be talking shit? You act like I just got a pit. Been the number one diva in this game for a minute. I know you read the paper, the one that they call a queen. Every radio around the world know me 'cause that's where I be.
Oh. Examples in advertising. Putting emphasis on only implies no other product can guarantee results. But putting emphasis on our product suggests their product is different from the rest but may not guarantee results. For everyday conversations, the statement putting emphasis on stole, the speaker may imply that something happened to the laptop, but it wasn't theft. Maybe it was borrowed or lost. But putting emphasis on you, the speaker may be implying that someone else, not the person being spoken to, stole the laptop. Wait. What if someone were to misquote or retell this sentence with a different emphasis? It could create a different understanding. So these are the key aspects of the fallacy of accent. So first is the ambiguity based on emphasis. The same statement can be interpreted in various ways, depending on where the emphasis is placed. In spoken language, this comes through intonation or vocal stress. In written language, it can be highlighted by italics, bold, underlining, or even quotation marks. Next is the exploitation of ambiguity. The fallacy often arises when someone intentionally emphasizes a specific word or phrase to manipulate the listener's or reader's understanding. This can be misleading, especially when the context doesn't clarify the intended meaning. But have you ever wondered if one could misuse the fallacy of accent? Well, yeah, and here are some examples. First is propaganda. In political campaigns or advertisements, emphasis can be placed strategically to influence public opinion. By emphasizing certain words, politicians or marketers can distort the intended message of their opponents or create an illusion of support or promises that don't even exist. Next is the media headlines. So headlines in media outlets often utilize selective emphasis to catch attention. For example, government cuts funding for education programs. The emphasis on education might suggest that the government doesn't value education, when in fact, the cuts may apply to only a specific subset of educational programs. The fallacy arises when the headline is manipulated to suggest a broader or more severe action than intended. So why does it matter? Understanding the fallacy of accent is important in critical thinking because it helps people recognize when emphasis is being used to distort meaning. This awareness is key in evaluating arguments, advertisements, speeches, or even casual conversations to avoid being misled by shifts in stress or emphasis. So, in summary, the fallacy of accent occurs when the meaning of a statement changes based on how it is emphasized, potentially leading to misunderstandings or manipulative interpretations. It highlights the power of tone, stress, and context in shaping meaning, which can be exploited in various forms of communication.